Evening, people. Oh, hold on a minute. Let me just have a jiggle with settings. I've left something switched on, which means I can hear myself, which is not good. Puts me right off. So tonight we are back for Monday Night Minis. This is the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup, hosted by Next Gen, sponsored by CHewitt Racing. Go check them out on Facebook. So tonight we're here for round 2 from Suzuka Circuit East. It's the short course. It cuts off quite early. So yeah, only at round 2 tonight. I hope you heard all that. We have got sound issues. So they've not actually started quali yet. I think we're waiting for, have we? I think we're waiting for one driver to leave the lobby and another driver to appear. I think one driver is in the wrong lobby. So we've got 2 lobbies tonight. We've got the pros and the pro-ams. You are watching the pros. The pro-ams are on, they will be post-race commentated on by Hunty or Anthony Hunt on YouTube, but he will be racing from his perspective. You will be able to catch his stream live from his perspective on Twitch. I believe that's Anthony Hunt as well, so go check that out. But yes, he will be doing post-race commentary for the pro-ams as well, so go check that out in a couple of days' time. But for now, we've got the pros in this lobby. Looks like a full lobby as well. 16 out of 16. One of those is me, unfortunately, but if you want comms, you've got to drop a driver. So yeah, they're still in practice mode at the minute. Let's just have a flick through, see who's in. NGR Cutler, Path 46, me, Fool Killer. I think this is the driver that might be in the wrong. Yeah, Fool Killer is meant to be in Boonsy Bob's lobby. Never mind. Well, hopefully he gets that right. We're not sure if we're waiting for a driver to fill that space when Fool Killer disappears. So Carter Boy, we've got Ollie O'Neill, Potomac Pot 79, Weiss, I'm not going through those letters, Luke Doherty, Scar Wars, ADG, NGR Bigsy, NGR Burnt Fry, Conrad Racing, Prosser 14's back, and Simon O'Neill, who I found out last night is Ollie O'Neill's dad. So the first thing I said was, oh, that's nice to know, thanks for the information, put your son in the wall. Whether he does that tonight, we'll see. So, Fool Killer's still hanging about. Maybe just wants to have a bit of a razz with the pro boys. So while we're waiting, I will flick through the scores. So just tell me whether my sound cuts out. I think I've got it sorted out. The sound from the game will cut out. Okay, Fool Killer's left the room now. The sound from the game will cut out. I've still got to figure that out, but hopefully my voice still comes across. I will read through the scores, etc. But like I say, I just hope you can hear me. I think I've got my settings right. So here we go. If it goes quiet for a minute, you'll know why. Hopefully you can still hear that. So yes, we're at the pros tonight. So leading the way at the minute after round 1, Dragon Trail Seaside last weekend. We've got, sorry, last Monday, we've got Potomac Pot 79 leading the way with 44 points. Second place, Simon O'Neill with 27 points. Weiss Kuba, he's on 26 points. Fourth, we've got Scar Wars on 25 on joint points. Joint fourth is NGR Cutler, 25 points as well. Ollie O'Neill, 23 points. Bigsy on 20 points. 8th place, we've got Pav in 19. 9th, ADG on 11 points. Conrad Racing on 7 points in 10th. And then we flick through to the bottom of the We'll flip back to the racing now. Okay, so they have started the quali then. They were just waiting for... Ah, okay. Yeah, Pav's not in the lobby, unfortunately. Well, he's in the lobby, but he's not in qualifying, so they might have to just restart that one. They've set it back to official quali settings, so once you're out, you're out. Unless they restart, I'm not sure. See if anyone's chatting. Pav was saying something. There's NGR Cutler. No, Cutler's still going around, so quali's still continuing at the minute. Put the usual gubbins on for peeps. Right. Bigsy sitting this one out in the pits. Cutler. So no hot lap, but really short track this one. So through the S's then, like I say, these will be probably 50 something second laps. So you're going to see some battling through these, no doubt. Around the last turn, so you would have carried on straight up there through Dunlop, peeling off left, but they've shortened it. You peel off right now across the start finish line, start a new lap, so it doesn't look like they're restarting quali for Pav at the minute. So everyone coming through then, putting times in. Cutler actually leading the pack. He's on, where's that gone? What's his time? 54.3, yeah, so very similar to last season's times. 54.5 for Ollie O'Neill. Simon O'Neill, the father figure, 54.6 in third. Potter McPot fourth, 54.6 as well. Doherty in fifth, he's got a 54.8. Carter Boy 55.0. Prosser, he's got a 55.3. Scar Wars just ghosting out, 55.4. Conrad is on a 57.5. Getting a bit fighty around that first turn. So Burnt Fry, yet to put a hot lap in. Let's just stick with Burnt Fry as he comes across the line. We've got Bigsy right behind him as well. So Burnt Fry puts in a 54.9. That's good enough for 7th. What did Bigsy put in? Where's Bigsy gone? Oh, Bigsy's gone a 2nd then. 54.5. Sorry, that's not Bigsy. That's Bigsy. 54.5 for Bigsy. Carter Boy up into 3rd as well. 54.5 for Carter Boy. Ollie O'Neill pushed down to 4th. Simon into 5th. Duco, evening. How you doing, brother? Doherty Wales again pushed down just due to faster drivers coming through. Potter McPot then chucking in a quick lap into 2nd on the grid, 54.3. So yeah, quite short track tonight, Suzuka East. Time's coming in thick and fast then. No changes at the minute. Cutler 1st, Potter 2nd, Biggs 3rd, Carter Boy 4th, Ollie O'Neill 5th, Simon O'Neill 6th, Luke Doherty 7th, ADG in 8th, Burnt Fry 9th, Scar Wars 10th, Prosser in 11th, Conrad in 12th, and Weiss in 13th. Yeah, and unfortunately, looks like we've lost another driver somewhere. There's only 13, 14, no, it would have been 15 with Pav, but unfortunately Pav wasn't on track when the qualifying started, so unfortunately he's going to miss out on this one unless Cutler sorts it out at the end of quali and sticks him at the pack of the pack or something. We'll see what happens. So, bottom of pot going quicker than 54.3, sticks him on pole position, oh, by 1,000th of a second. He's 1,000th of a second quicker than NGR Cutler. Cutler actually going slower on this lap. Ollie O'Neill back up into third, 54.4. Someone off in the background behind him, not sure who that was, Carter Boy, unfortunately getting tangled up in that one. So yeah, because it is quite a short track, they are going to see each other an awful lot. It's not like somewhere like Dragon Trail or Brands Hatch or somewhere like that, where you know, once the top lot get off, it takes them a while to catch you back up. But this is only a short track, as I say. So we're looking at 54-second laps. Carter Boy's chucked himself back in the pits. Potter's gone quicker again. He's 54.0 now, so he's now got a quarter of a second on NGR Cutler. Cutler just rounding this last turn. Let's see what he's got. So that's his quickest lap, a 54.347, but not quite quick enough to take that P1 off of Potter McPot. Carter Boy holding fourth, Big Z in fifth. Drifting that little mini, brutalising those tyres. So 2 races for you tonight. We've got a 15-minute sprint race into a 30-minute enduro style. Doherty Wales going for the drift of all drifts in the mini. He's gone for a little bit of a trip to the sandbank as well. So just coming into turn one a little bit too hot there. Let's go and find. Let's go on board with Potter McPot. On for a lap with Potter as he tries to chase down Simon O'Neill. Not that it's a race at this point. He'll benefit from a possible tow. Doesn't look like he's looking for it. So down this long start finish straight then into turn one. Just letting it roll through the first apex out wide. Brakes a touch for the second apex. Careful not to run it wide on the exit. Easily done. Through the S's then, cutting as much curb as possible on the apexes. Mini's struggling to change direction there. Medium tyres are not helping. You can see it's just oversteer central from Potter McPot as he tries to get this little Mini around this course. So around this last turn, this can be a little bit awkward. Easy to run wide through there, it's quite thin. Potter McPot just slips down the middle. It's closer to Simon O'Neill as well. Let's see what time he puts in. Back onto this start finish straight. 54.5 for Potter, so able to go quicker on that particular lap. Still holds that top spot, so nearly 9 minutes into quali then. 15-minute quali, 15-minute race, then into a reverse grid half-an-hour race. Potter holding that top spot. He's putting in purple sectors as well, Potter. I'll come back to that. NGR Cutler in second then. Ollie O'Neill third. Carter Boy still fourth. Big Z in fifth. Luke Doherty Wales sixth. Simon O'Neill in seventh. ADG eighth. Scar Wars ninth. Bert Fry 10th. Conrad in the pits in 11th. Prosser 12th. And Weiss in 13th. Potter and Weiss had a really good battle last week at Dragon Trail. In fact, both races it was last corner shenanigans to take the win. Luke Doherty banned. He's not in the damn wheel. Damn wheel's playing up so much it won't even let you spell right on YouTube. So yeah, Luke Doherty, where is the man himself? Where is he? 6. So yeah, he's just had to swap wheels. He's, I think he was using a Fanatec or something snazzy like that. He's not playing games at the minute, so he's having to use his old wheel, which obviously is a bit of a step down. He's not enjoying it. He's in 6th place at the minute. Just under 5 minutes left of this quali then. Lap time's coming in thick and fast. Potter's still holding that top spot, so on a 54.0 then, still on that lap 6. 58.9 for that one for Potter. Ollie O'Neill up into 2nd then, he's done a 54.3. So he's only just pipped Cutler as well for that 2nd position. Cutler in 3rd then. Bigsy just coming in the pits. So this is a Bigsy special. Comes in, sits the last couple of minutes of quali out. Getting him settled, going for toilet, having a drink, something like that, cigarette, who knows. Carter Boy in 5th then, being hounded by Cutler up towards this last turn. Let's see what Carter Boy can put in. He's got a bit of a toe from Simon O'Neill in front. So 54.5, so that's his fastest lap. He keeps that 5th position. Does bring him closer to Bigsy's time though. Still got a few minutes left to attempt to move up the grid order a little bit. So Luke's still holding on to that 6 at the minute. Not by a lot. Simon O'Neill is right on his tail for that 6th position. Simon in 7th. Scar Wars in 8th. So Weiss is up to 9th. Then he was rolling around at the back. He was struggling a little bit. 54.6 then is his fastest time. ADG pushed down into 10th at the minute. So his fastest lap, 54.6 on lap 2. Unable to go quicker than that. Fry 11th. His fastest lap of 54.7. That was all the way down on lap 4 as well. So Conrod's still in the pits with this one. And Prosser now at the back of the pack. So he's been in the pit and come back out. His lap time not up on the board, but he's sitting in 13th nonetheless at the minute. Let me just have some brown fizzy pop. So 2 minutes remaining, a couple of laps left to get in. Pot then had that gap reduced down to 1/10 of a second between himself and Ollie O'Neill. Still piling those laps in. Ollie looking for that P1 position. Promoted from Pro-Am division last season. Cutler still holding on to that 3rd position. Bigsy sitting the end of quali out in 4th. Carter Boy still unable to take that position off of Bigsy at the minute. Doherty sitting the end of quali out in the pits as well. Simon O'Neill still 7th. So no position changes near the end of quali yet. Pot's been in the pits and back out. Okay, here's Ollie O'Neill. Puts in, what's a 1:03 for Ollie O'Neill. It's not the best time. So he will be able to complete this last lap. Carter Boy has gone quicker than 54.4. It takes that 4th position off Bigsy. Bigsy has to settle for 5th once he sits this one out of the pits. So Doherty in 6th. Think about coming out of the pits just before quali. Simon O'Neill still 7th then. We'll get to finish this lap. Scarwell's also sitting this one out in the pits. Weiss still in 9th. ADG sitting the end of this one out as well. 10th. Fry 11th. Conrod in 12th. Prosser still in 13th. Doherty just saying he wasn't expecting it to be quite as tight on this grid. Yeah, it is quite a short course though, Luke, so where is he? 6th position, so the times will be pretty close together. Obviously a longer track will mean bigger gaps, etc. So then Potter holds on to that pole position at the end of quali. Looks like he's going to have a couple of little practice starts as well. So Cutler at the end of quali puts in a 54.1. Obviously he wasn't happy with Ollie O'Neill taking that position, so chucks himself back up into 2nd position. Ollie O'Neill 3rd then, unfortunately pipped right at the end of quali by Cutler. Luke Doherty Wales looks like he's out on a mission, but quali's over, so I don't think he's going to get round. Carter Boy 4th, Bigsy in 5th, Luke Doherty Wales in 6th, Simon O'Neill 7th, Scar Wars 8th, Weiss in 9th, ADG 10th. Wait for them to come back up. Where are you, ADG? So yes, Burnt Fry in 11th, Conrad in 12th, and Prosser in 13th. So no pav in for this one. So Potter takes the lead then to this awkward first turn. So let's wait for the lights to drop. The revs are up. And they're away. Not the best start by Potter. He's got a bit of wheel spin. Ollie O'Neill's closing in on him already. So let me try and go with... Oh, okay. So Simon O'Neill getting a very poor start. He's right at the back of this pack. I just wanted to get on board and try and see some of this action from the back of the pack. See if everyone keeps it clean through T1. Conrad Racing going a little bit wide there. So he's now losing time to the drivers in front. Oh, we've got Scar Wars off as well. ADG just getting it wrong, clattering Prosser, who ended up clattering Simon O'Neill. Sorry, it wasn't Simon O'Neill. It was Burnt Fry. So Burnt Fry now at the back of the pack. So a little bit bumpy at the start of this one. Let's head up to the front and see what's kicking off up there. So Potter McPot still leading around lap 1 then. Cutler into 2nd. Carter Boys made a good move. He's up into 3rd. Ollie O'Neill 4th. Bigsy in 5th. Luke Doherty still holding 6th. Weiss 7th. ADG 8th. Prosser 9th. Conrad Racing 10th. Simon O'Neill 11th. Scar Wars 12th. And Burnt Fry, unfortunately, after that little bit of off-track action at the back of the pack, in 13th. He's only 2.5 seconds back, closing in as well. So let's go on board with Potter, having a look through his rear view from on top actually, looking back at Cutler and Carter Boy, Ollie O'Neill and Bigsy. Top 5 making a bit of a break now. Through that last turn, very awkward corner that one. A little bump halfway through it as well, can chuck you wide. So Potter then holding on to P1 still. Like I say, 15-minute race for this one. Cutler closing in as they head down the start-finish straight. Potter going defensive. Cutler deciding he's going to try and run it wide around the outside. He's compromised himself though. That's allowed Carter Boy to close up. Just compromised himself there, running a bit too deep. Chris, evening mate, how you doing? Was it late shift last night, bruv? Not mega. So let's come out of this view back on with the outboard cameras. So looking at Cutler trying to chase down Potter. As I say, top 5 just starting to make a break. 0.3 of gap between Potter and Cutler. There's just over half a second between Cutler and Carter Boy in 3rd. O'Neill right on his bumper then as they head down here. Might be a position change. Ollie O'Neill is trying to get past. Carter Boy is trying to drop in from the toe. Ollie O'Neill looking to run long. Looks like Cutter and Potter are going for a bit of a bump through turn 1 as well. Positions as they are. Carter Boy holding on to that 3rd then. No way to get past on turn 1. Bigsy right there at the back of this fight, just waiting for a moment to sneak through. So then there's 1.8 seconds back to 6th place Luke Doherty, fending off ADG up into 7th, and BWR Team Weiss in 8th. Little train mid-pack there. ADG just running a little bit deep through the last turn. Has kept it on track though. So Weiss in 8th. Prosser started at the back of the pack, now in 9th. Slowly closing in on the fight in front with Weiss and ADG. Second back we've got Simon O'Neill. He's looking to close in as well. We're getting a bit of a toe down here from the drivers in front. Bernd Fry's back up to 11th after his off-track action, getting past Star Wars and Conrad Racing. So Star Wars now down in 12th, Conrad Racing at the back of the pack. So 4 minutes in, bit of a drift from Conrad. Oh, he's onto the AstroTurf, and that's him off track. It's almost like that stuff's wet. The second you're on there, the tyres just lose grip and away you go. So you can see that Conrad Racing just drifting wide through there. Nothing he can do. Just try and keep it in a straight line and out of the wall. James, evening mate, how you doing? Get me in there. You want some, don't you? I know it's some good racing, isn't it? So Potter McPot still holds the lead then, half a second over NGR Cutler. You can see all these minis trying to drop NGR Cutler then from that toe. He's not quite able to do it. Cutler still closing in a little bit. Carter Boy now 1.1 seconds back. So, but while we've been chatting, Bigsy and Luke Doherty have got past Ollie O'Neill. What's happened to Ollie? Doesn't look like he's holding any damage, so maybe just a bit of off-track action into the S's or last turn. But now down in 6th position, coming under all sorts of pressure from Weiss and ADG behind. Prosser as well, right at the back of that fight with Simon O'Neill. So Simon's doing alright, back up to 10th, started off track, had a poor start, and had to close right back up. He's about 4 seconds down off the grid, so he's done well to catch back up to this lot and gain a few places as well, back up to 10th. Bernd Fry now 3 seconds back, losing a bit of time to the drivers in front. He's got Scarwall's only 1.8 seconds back after his off-track action. Poor Conrad now 7.3 back, so all the work to do for Conrad. Just over 9 minutes left on the clock. So Potter's still out front quite comfortably. Let's go on board with Cutler as he tries to chase down Potter McPot. See Potter slinging that mini around. They don't like changing direction very much with the front wheel drive cars. They do seem to lose traction on the front end. Cutler closing in then around these last few turns as they head into the last turn. Himself a bit wide through there, has Cutler. He might get a better exit though. He's right on the back end of Potter McPot as they head down this start-finish straight. Less than 0.3 of a second now. Again, Potter just trying to drop Cutler from the toe. 0.2 of a second between Potter and Cutler. I don't think Cutler's going to be able to make a move again. Potter's just got to hold it to that inside line. Cutler's got to be right on Potter's rear bumper as they come through that last turn to benefit from the toe into turn 1. So Potter and Cutler keeping it nice and clean through there then. Into the S's. Like I say, trying to cut as much of those curves as possible. So these two made, they've got 2 seconds over 3rd place at the minute. It's just a battle for first. Cutler then right on Potter's rear end. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is where he needs to be. He's lost it through there though. So unfortunately, Potter has pulled a bit more of a gap over Cutler as they head round into lap 9. So that will be another lap. Cutler's got to wait to make a move. Carter Boy still holding on to 3rd then. Bigsy up into 4th, Luke Doherty Wales in 5th. Ollie O'Neill has managed to regain himself. He's back on the rear bumper of Luke Doherty Wales through turn 1. So in the background we've got, who's that? Weiss going wide again. Look, he's just struggling. He can't get that car turned. Just come onto the track in a little bit of an awkward place, but not a lot he can do about that. Yeah, he was just struggling to keep that in a straight line on that green AstroTurf. It's, like I say, it's almost like it's wet, that stuff. So he chucks himself all the way down into 11th from that bit of off-track action, coming under pressure from Scar Wars for that position as well. Poor old Conrad Racing, he's holding penalties, he's got his hazards on. He doesn't look like he's going to be finishing the race. He's holding, yeah, rolling around very slowly and left the lobby. So Potter McPot then still managing to fend off Cutler. Again, Cutler's able to close in on him down that start-finish straight. Just not quite able to close in enough to take that position off of him. So Bigsy then has got past, as he got Carter Boy is now down in 6th position. A little bit of damage front end, has he? Let's see if we can catch that when he comes round. No. So again, maybe just running it wide. The last turn onto the sand, or on the AstroTurf, as we just saw Weiss do. Now down in 6th position. Where's that? Holding 3rd position. So that promotes Bigsy up into 3rd then. He's got 2.2 seconds to try and make up on the 2 drivers in front. He's coming under loads of pressure from Luke Doherty and Ollie O'Neill. Ollie O'Neill might be in a good place to make a move down here on Luke, not quite able to do it. Luke Doherty goes for a little bit of a move on Bigsy. All pulls out to avoid smashing into the back of him, but that's just thwarted the attempts of Ollie O'Neill to make a pass as well. So a good battle kicking off for 3rd at the minute. Carter Boy then, he'll be looking to catch back up on this fight. Only he's 2.1 down, he's a little way out of that fight. He's got to try and make time over the drivers behind who are hunting him down. 1.2 seconds he's got at the minute, he's just made up another 10th. So 7th, 8th and 9th all battling it out then with Prosser, Simon O'Neill and ADG. I like your livery, AD, it's very nice. German plate and the big rims. So Burnt Fry slowly closing in on that fight as well after his off-track action. He was at the back of the pack. 10th position, 1.5 seconds off of the fight in front with ADG. He's got Weiss closing in on him, trying to get himself back in the fight after his off-track action as well. Picked up a penalty somewhere. I'll try and lose that. And Scarwall's now at the back of the pack. He's got 4.3 second gap and a penalty as well. Unfortunately, we've lost Conrad, so back up to the front fight. Potter McPot still managing to fend off Cutler, but Cutler is right on his rear bumper now. Let's see how close he is. Still, Potter's running it a bit wide through there. It's going to allow Cutler to close up a bit. Still Potter just keeping 0.3 of a second gap, but that little wheel on the grass has not helped him one little bit. Cutler is slowly closing in on Potter then down here. He's coming in a lot faster than he was on previous laps. He goes for the switch. Potter's wise to it and holds his line. So another attempt that Cutler's got to make on Potter to try and take that P1 position. Just over 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Good battle brewing here for this P1 position. Again, they're still pulling time from the drivers behind. So these Minis really struggling to get around these S's. Into the last turn again then. How close can Cutler get this time? Does Potter keep it clean on the exit? He's across the grass on the inside. Picked up a penalty for his trouble as well. Does that benefit NGR Cutler if they're this close when they come across the line? Cutler will actually take the win. But Potter McPot is running to the outside now. I think he's just going to let NGR Cutler run through there. Potter McPot then just drops his penalty as he comes around that first turn, allowing Cutler to slip through into P1. Drops that penalty now though, and he can put all the pressure back on Cutler to come back and take that P1 position. So 2.5 minutes remaining. Let's change up the cameras. Can Potter McPot regain that position? He's still holding a little tiny bit of penalty, but he should be able to drop that into the last turn, possibly turn 1. So Cutler now pulling out just a little bit of gap over Potter. Potter's still trying to lose that penalty. So Cutler's got half a second then. Potter will still be getting a bit of a tow, but not quite enough to make a move into turn 1. Right behind we've got Bigsy and Luke Doherty Wales and Ollie O'Neill still at it for that 3rd position. Luke Doherty just trying to drop the slipstream for Ollie O'Neill again. He's stuck himself. Where's he gone? Oh, that's some damn good driving, Luke Doherty Wales. He stuck a wheel on the AstroTurf there. He saw the back end step out and able to keep it in a straight line. He's only lost 1 position, still in the fight for that 4th at the minute. closer to Carter Boy in 6th though. Simon O'Neill still managed to fend off ADG and Prosser. This must be a really good fight between these three. Now with Burnt Fry up there as well, I can imagine there's going to be some smiles or a little bit of contact between those two, but clean nonetheless. Prosser back through on the inside of the last turn. Wise slowly closing in on this bunch as well. He's run himself wide though, almost into the curb and into the cones. Got another penalty. And Scarwell's then rolling around at the back. So we are coming up to almost last lap. I'm going to try and stick with these front pair for as long as I can. Cutler still holding the lead then after getting it a lap or two ago through Potter picking up a penalty. That was almost a tongue twister, that was. So it's all down to Potter then to try and get that position back off Cutler. We have got a second race coming up. Cutler running a little bit wide through there, but not lost a lot of time. Still got that half a second gap over Potter. Oh, Potter's running it a bit deep through last turn. He's kept it on track again though. Lost a bit more time to NGR Cutler, so this will become last lap. We've got 23 seconds remaining on the clock. It's going to be all down to a mistake now from Cutler in front. Can Potter pile on enough pressure? Closing right in on Cutler through turn 1. There's a purple sector there for Potter at the end of this one. So again, closing in on Cutler through the S's. He's lost a little bit of time there. He'll gain it back here. Cutler's run himself a tiny bit wide through there. Potter's able to gain. Is he able to gain enough time through the last turn to make a lunge on the finish line? It's going to be close. I think Cutler's going to take it. Potter exploring those track limits. Cutler comes home to take the win then. Potter second. Bigsy third. Ollie O'Neill fourth. Luke Doherty fifth. Carter Boy sixth. ADG then sneaking past Simon O'Neill then at the end of that race, taking 7th. Simon O'Neill 8th. Prosser in 9th. Burnt Fry 10th. Weiss, why won't it let me flick to Weiss? Weiss in 11th. Scarwell's in 12th. And yeah, unfortunately we lost Conrad. Hopefully be back for race 2. James, speak to Cutler. If you're online, get yourself in. Your points might not count for anything, but he might let you in the lobby. The other lads might not be impressed, but he might. Don Daughter. I know that was a little bit Scottish, but you know. Yeah, I think he's going to see some happy faces in that one. Didn't look like there was any argy-bargy. Couple of off-track moments, but it is expected at this track, especially on the first turn and the last turn. Yeah, there you go, ADG. That was fun. I thought he'd like that. Yeah, he's a bit like me, does he not? Okay, we all like getting first, second, thirds and all that sort of stuff. But a lot of the time, it's just about the close racing. And when you're bumper to bumper with the people like that, fighting for position, possibly making moves and then having to back out, and oh yeah, it's really good. And that's what the boys seem to have enjoyed most of all. So Cutler and Potter were bumper to bumper pretty much for the whole of that one. We've got Bigsy. We've got there Bigsy, Luke Doherty and Ollie O'Neill all in a little pack fighting it out. We've got Simon O'Neill, ADG, Prosser and Burnt Fry fighting it out. Yeah, some good battling. So yeah, we're going to have a few minutes gap and then we jump into race 2. Was it hard work because it was like brutally tight, Luke, or was it hard work because goddamn wheel, goddamn it? Which one was it? Apologies if anyone's religious, but goddamn it. Yeah, was it hard work because it was a dodgy wheel, or was it hard work because you were under pressure for most of that race? But like I say, that's a lot of it is what it's about. So yeah, we jump into race 2. The settings change. There was no tyre or fuel depletion on race 1. So slightly different time of day. Track stays the same. Let's just see what has changed. So we do swap tyres now. So maximum tyre setting is super softs. Minimum tyre is the racing hards. tyre wear is now at times 10, fuel depletion is now at times 5, and they only start with 70 litres of fuel, so it's not a full tank. Means they will have to pit. We're going to get an awful lot of laps in 30 minutes. So we've got a 5-minute break, so that means we're going to be back about 21:15, 21:16. A little bit of time just to chat to you lot. Looks like Luke Doherty saying, yeah, I was looking at that, those few attempts. Maybe he was just trying to show his nose to Big Z. Luke Doherty throwing himself down the inside and the outside of Big Z into turn 1, trying to make Big Z make a mistake is what he's saying. It didn't work though. What do you mean you can't reach your pedals? They're your damn pedals, your damn rig. How can you not reach your own pedals on your own damn rig? Somebody explain that to me. I'll buy this because it doesn't fit, or I'll build this and I'll build it too big for me. So yeah, we have got the Pro-Ams running as well. It's not live as such. It is live on Anthony Hunt's Twitch page if you want to go and check that out. Only from his perspective though, but then he will be doing post-race commentary of the Pro-Ams in a couple of days' time. I will put links in description. I've got to start catching up with that because I've been a bit slack recently. I will put links in description to CHewitt Racing and Next Gen Racing as well. I'll put links into Hunty's YouTube channel so you can pick up with the Pro-Am race. Like I say, that'll be a couple of days' time, won't be straight away. I think Pav's probably streaming this race as well, or not, he wasn't streaming the first race obviously because he wasn't in it. Oops. So yeah, unfortunate for Pav, missing out on that one. He'd like that, fighting it out with Potter and Cutler possibly. Potter and Pav are usually pretty close in these. We've got Minis going sideways across the line. There we go. That's got to be burnt fry. I'm saying that's burnt fry. Where's my pad? I've got to find out. That's got to be burnt fry. Where is he? There you go, look. Yep. Thought it might be. The rig setup for the Fanatec wheel and pedals. I didn't have time to move things. Wheel was too close, pedals too far away. Oh dear. Have you got to go? Have you got to go Indiana Jones style with short round and strap some like wooden blocks on your feet? A couple of tin cans and some string. Alright, so is everyone back? 14 people in the room. Where's the 15th? Is Conrad not back? Oh, Ollie's left. Interesting. Weiss has left and come back. Conrad Racing hasn't come back. Ollie O'Neill has just left. Hopefully he comes back. Unless Dad's told him it's too late, get to bed. Simon O'Neill is Ollie's dad, so you do it too well, son. You're banned. Get to bed. That's what I'd be giving it. I'd be making sure it was in the group chat as well, Simon. I'd make sure that you and Ollie were in a group chat with them lot. I'll be telling him to go bed. So Ollie O'Neill's back then, he's not listening to his dad. Mum's obviously piped up. Don't you listen to your dad, you stay up and play as long as you want, I guarantee it. That's what's happened. Ah, Prosser's left the room. Bizarre. Is Prosser coming back? Driver's falling over all over the place. What's going on? Right, so Cutler's telling everyone to enter. We're just waiting for Ollie to enter. But Prosser's left the room. I'm not sure whether they're going to wait for Prosser now. Prosser might be missing out on race 2. I've got to get myself on track. Otherwise, I will miss the start of the race as well. And you'll be looking at the lobby screen until the lights go out. Good chat kicking off between Luke Doherty and NGR Big Z. Pav is in race 2 then, that's good to see. We'll have to see where he starts this one, probably at the front of the pack. Not too sure how they play this. Not sure whether they start him at the front, as in he sort of came last in the first race, or whether he semi-penalised and chucked at the back behind everyone else. He has got the opportunity to get 1 or 2 sighting laps in. Burnt Fry is still trying to take it out on those poor tyres and that Mini. He's now put a fresh set on. He's pretending that Mini's a rear-wheel drive. Oh, I've got to change camera. That was piercing my earlobes. Sorry, people. So just is everyone in? 9, 12. Still no Prosser then. Reverse up a little bit, ADG. Let me have a look at your livery. Not that far. Stop. Oh, too far. That's it. Missed it. He's gone. I don't know where he's going. So everyone trying to thrash their tyres a little bit just before they start the race. Obviously the tyres do reset. Burnt Fry trying to pretend it's rear-wheel drive again. Right, so the race has been started. Burnt Fry nudging off Carter Boy. So we're in. Let's see where they stick Pav then. So it's a reverse grid from race 1. Potter for the win. He didn't quite take it in race 1, Dukes. Losing that penalty didn't help. So where's Pav? I think Pav's at the back. Yes, he is in 12th position behind Cutler. So all the work to do for Pav, trying to gain as many points as possible from tonight's rounds. So Scarwalls will lead us away. Weiss in second, Burnt Fry third, Simon O'Neill fourth. So the lights are on, the revs are up. 30-minute race, first grid, tyre wear and fuel depletion on. The lights are down. So Scarwalls didn't get a great start. Burnt Fry's closing in on him. Weiss has passed him already, up into first. So through past Scarwalls nice and cleanly then for Weiss. Scarwalls is trying to come back at him though around the outside. So Simon O'Neill holds on to third, ADG in fourth, Burnt Fry in fifth, Luke Doherty Wales sixth. Sorry, Luke Doherty Wales now eighth. So Burnt Fry 5th, Carter Boy 6th, Ollie O'Neill 8th now. Luke Doherty getting back past him for that 7th position. Side by side through there. Potter right in that fight as well for in 9th position. Bigsy on his bumper. Potter looking for any way through possible at the minute through that melee of minis. Side by side with Ollie O'Neill through there, right on Luke Doherty's tail as well. He's got the inside line on Luke Doherty out of the last turn as well as Potter McPot. So up into 7th at the minute. Looking like he's going to get that position off of Luke Doherty. Ollie O'Neill looking for ways past as well, so a little bit tight on lap 1 at the minute. The faster drivers from race 1 doing a good job to push their way through the pack without causing too much chaos. So Pav right at the back still. So Cutler's made up a position. He's got past Cutler. He's got past Bigsy. Luke Doherty Wales off track, still holding 8th. It's, coming under pressure from Ollie O'Neill and Cutler, Bigsy and Pav, etc. behind. Jump back up to the front. Weiss still leading. 0.6 of a second over Scar Wars. Simon O'Neill still holding 3rd as well. Top 3 made a little bit of a break from 4th position ADG. Luke Doherty Wales pinged himself back up to 5th then. I don't know how you've done that. You were 8th a minute ago, coming under pressure from 9th, 10th and 11th. Back up to 5th now. Potter McPot 6th. Ollie O'Neill 7th. NGR Cutler in 8th. Bigsy in 9th. Pav 10th. So going for a move down the inside of Bigsy. But now he's got the outside line into the S's. So he has to back out. Relinquish that 9th place back to Bigsy. 10th place though, he's looking for a switch back on the inside into the next S, but not quite making it. So Burnt Fry 10th then, a little far back, not too far, only just a half a second. And now Luke Doherty Wales is in 11th. What on earth? How can he be in 5th? Oh, so looks like Luke Doherty in the pits. Pot then in 5th. Oh, Simon O'Neill getting the braking into turn 1 all wrong, but he did a great job of avoiding everyone on track. That was some really courteous crashing there, Simon O'Neill. You saw he tried to sort of steer through the gap. It's wrecked his race, but that's a really good sportsmanship there from Simon O'Neill. Doherty Wales then, he's got a penalty coming back out of the pits, so I'm not sure whether he picked up damage or whether his tyres were just absolutely battered. So back out front, Weiss still leading then. Scarwell still holding that 2nd, Pot up to 3rd then. Cutler's managed to make his way through the pack up into 4th as well. Ollie O'Neill 5th, ADG now 6th. Pav up into 7th as well, so the faster drivers just slowly creeping their way forward. Bigsy in 8th, not far back off Pav, is about a second back at the minute. Oh, Weiss has run himself wide. Weiss then, where's he gone? 9th. Who was leading this race, getting turn 1 all wrong, possibly like he did in the previous race onto that green AstroTurf. As we saw in race 1, very difficult to A, keep it in the straight line, and B, try and steer it back on track. So down in 9th, he'll be splitting in that little mini. He won't be happy. Carter Boy also down in 10th. Oh, he's run himself wide in the last turn into the sandpit. That's going to slow him right down. Simon O'Neill comes past, takes that 10th position off of him, and he's coming slow onto the long straight as well. Luke Doherty Wales now 12th. He's out racing hards, looking to run as long as possible. See how that plays out. Still trying to drop that penalty as well. So Scar Wars leads this race now after Weiss's off-track action. Cutler through into 2nd though, getting past Potter. Ollie O'Neill getting past Potter as well. Pav right on the back end of this fight for 5th position. ADG back up to 6th. 2 seconds to try and close in on the 5 drivers in front. He's got a little bit of pressure from Bigsy behind, only 0.6 of a second back. I think ADG's holding a big chunk of damage on the back of that Mini as well. Yeah, a little scrape on the front as well. So Bigsy in 7th, closing in on ADG down that start-finish straight. Bert Fry as well, gaining through the slipstream. Weiss has done it again, run himself far too deep into turn 1. This time keeping it off the AstroTurf for as much as possible, keeping it to the black stuff instead. But now he'll be coming under increased pressure for Simon O'Neill behind. We saw Simon get it also wrong into turn 1. So 1.2 seconds the gap between Simon and Weiss. Carter Boy 7.7 seconds back. We also saw him run a bit wide in the last turn as well onto that sandpit. A bit deep through there as well, slowed him down a little bit. He's got his hazards on. Luke Doherty Wales is slowly closing in on Carter Boy then. But he's a long way off the front. He's 28 seconds back. But yes, he has chucked those hard tyres on. They won't be the quickest. They won't help him get around these tight first and last turns. So Cutler's managed to sneak his way through the front then. ADG's left the room. That's a shame. Not sure what's happened there. So Cutler's through to the front. Ollie O'Neill's second. Potterman Pot hounding him though for that second position. He wants that. Scar Wars in 4th then. Losing the lead of this race. Coming under pressure from Pav 46. Only 0.1 of a second back. Pav's going to be in a great place to get a move done down the start-finish straight. Almost pushing Scar Wars around that last turn. Pot's pretty close to Ollie O'Neill as well. Not close enough for a move, I don't think. Scar Wars is definitely going to come under pressure at the end of this turn, at the end of this lap. No, Pav decided not to go for it through there. But he's done the sneak, so he's dived down the inside. Pot run it wide through turn 1, so he's now down in 5th position. Got a bit of time to try and make up on Pav in front. He was trying to chase down Cutler and Ollie O'Neill for those 2 positions in front of him. Just unfortunate in race 1, he picked up a penalty and lost the lead after dropping that off. Sean, evening mate, Potter for the win. Leo Hagen, Ollie for the go on Ollie man. Yeah, he's doing alright. 2nd position, so Potter now in the pits. O'Neill, 2nd position then, 3.4 back from Cutler on the racing mediums. We look at the wear on Cutler's racing softs compared to Ollie O'Neill's racing mediums. Ollie O'Neill's put more pressure on those than Cutler in front, and Cutler's got a gap on him as well. He's quite good at his strategies, is Cutler. So he's got just over a quarter of a tank as well. Ollie O'Neill again used a lot more fuel, just under a quarter of a tank. So it all plays out in the long run. So put Scar Wars back up into 3rd, Pav in 4th. NGR Bigsy 5th then, Burnt Fry in 6th. All these drivers have yet to pit. Interesting to find out what's happened to ADG. He's not one for chucking himself out of leagues. And it looked like he was having a great fight. Let's hope it was internet. He's not known for rage quitting, that's for sure. So Burnt Fry trying to chase down Bigsy for that 5th position then, holding a bit of a penalty. Got some awful wear on those mediums at the front of that Mini there for Burnt Fry. Simon O'Neill on the racing soft 7th. Looking to get back into this fight then. 10 minutes in. Potterman Pot 8th then. Back out, fresh set of racing mediums. He's gone for half a tank. So he's trying to keep the car light so it'll run faster. Timed it right for a fresh set of mediums as well, so by the time he's about out of fuel, his tyres will be about shot, so keep an eye on that. So Cutler now in the pit then. Wow, who's that? Weiss in the background, getting it wrong through the S's. Where have you gone, Weiss? Oh, Weiss has now left the room, I think. There you go. So yeah, Cutler was in the pits. That just allows Scar Wars to come through. Cutler might get out before him though. he doesn't. So Scarwall stays out on those racing mediums, still holding quarter of a tank of fuel. Ollie O'Neill still second, still with just about an eighth of a tank. Coming under increased pressure from Pav 46 though. Pav 46 got a little bit more fuel on board. Tyres looking about as beaten up as Ollie's though. So Cutler back out of the pits then in fourth. Potter McPot right on his rear bumper as they head through there. So Cutler's gone for a fresh set of softs and almost a full tank of fuel. Potter McPot is on the mediums and got half a tank, so we'll see who benefits from that one. It will be a very similar sort of lap time, I would have thought, although Potter looks like he's losing a bit of time to Cutler already. Just struggling to find the grip through those turns then, Potter. So he was right on Cutler's rear bumper as they came out of the pits, and now he's got 1.5 second gap on him. So a lot of work for Potter to do. Pav's come in the pits. I can't see Pav on screen. Yeah, Pav's in the pits, just coming out then. Does he hold on to that 7th position? Does Luke Doherty and Simon O'Neill get through? I think they are going to come through. No, Pav managed to hold them off, so their race pace not quite enough to get past. Simon O'Neill going for a move down the inside of Luke Doherty though through turn 1. Luke Doherty can keep his nose down the inside, not quite. Would have had the line. Push down into 9th then for Luke. Carterboy in 10th. And yeah, we've lost 1 or 2 again tonight. That's it's not cricket. It's worth just carrying on because you don't know who else is going to spin out later on down the line. So you may as well stick with it. So Scarwars then leading this race. He's got 11 seconds over NGR Cutler at the minute. He will have to pit soon though. Will he stick it out or will he come in this time? His tyres are looking pretty beaten up. Oh, 80. That's not you. I know that's not you. So Scarwall stays out for another lap then. He's had his gap reduced down to 9 seconds. He's coming down pretty quick as well. So the fresher tyres from NGR Cutler. Potter McPot's had an issue. He's now down 8 seconds from Cutler, coming under all sorts of pressure from Bigsy for that 3rd place. I thought you were enjoying race 180. You look like you're having great fun. So Bert Fry over to 5th. He's pit. He's put on a set of racing softs and just over half a tank. He's already thrashed the crap out of those though. Simon O'Neill, fresh set of racing softs, just under half a tank at the minute. Ooh, 2 wheels on the grass. See how easy these minis want to lose it when they lose a bit of traction. Scarwalls is in the pits now then. Pav then putting all the pressure on Simon O'Neill for that 6th position. He's got Ollie O'Neill behind him as well, 4.5. Doherty losing a bit more time to Ollie there, 1.2 seconds. Then Carterboy sitting at the back in 10th. He's what, 2.6? No, that's all gone wrong. That'll come back right in a minute. Alright, so Luke Doherty's come in the pits. That puts the gap between Carterboy and Ollie O'Neill now at 4.1 seconds. Yeah, so Luke Doherty in. He's not going to do those hards, obviously. He's gone for the super softs, so they'll be worn out in about half a lap. Come back, we'll check on those in about 2 or 3 minutes. So just under 15 minutes left on the clock. NGR Cutler retakes the lead then with Scarwars coming in the pits. Potter McPot still holds 2nd, but coming under increased pressure from Bigsy for that position. Bigsy's on the racing mediums. Potter Potter's going for the defensive line again. Bigsby's going to try the same thing Cutler did last race. Again, just unable to get the speed, but he goes for the cutback down the inside. Good move by Bigsby. Can Potter McPot keep his nose out the side into the S's? He does just, but it's going to be side by side through there. Potter McPot just relinquishes that place, gives it back to Bigsby. Could have ended up badly for both of them. But now coming under increased pressure from Burntfry as well. Burntfry looking to take that position off Potter. He's gone on board for a bit of Burntfry on Potter action. Through this last turn onto the start-finish straight. Driver's just having to feather the throttle through there, not trying to give it too much. So Burntfry right in the slipstream of Potter McPot. Potter McPot going super defensive then, almost hugging the pit wall. It's going to make Burntfry go the long way. Can Burntfry get the move done? So Potter McPot just running him wide. Bigsy's run himself off track as well. So all that work that Bigsy's done has now put him down into 4th position. He might lose another place as well unless he gets himself back on track. Burntfry able to get past Potter on that occasion. Bigsy is back on track now, but now he's coming under loads of pressure from Pav behind. So Pav will be able to smell that blood and he'll want a chomp of Bigsy's rear end coming. Get close enough around this last turn. Closed in a little bit. Bigsy's running a little bit deep through there. Pav's able to close up. Can he close up enough to get a good toe down the start-finish straight and make a move into turn 1? So closing in slowly. Slipstream has been changed on the Gran Turismo lobbies. So he goes to run to the outside, goes for a lunge down the inside. Does he doesn't run it too wide and allow Bigsy back through on the inside. So Bigsy down into 5th, then Pav up into 4th. Pav now got a bit of work to do to try and chase down Potter and Burntfry in front. Potter at the minute still manages to fend off Burntfry. So let's skip further through. Simon O'Neill then in 6th. So what's he? 2.1 back from Bigsy, so not out of it yet. Ollie O'Neill's not that far back either, 2.3 seconds. Scar Wars, after leading this race now, 1.5 seconds back in 8th place. Luke Doherty then 7 points. Okay, that's just changed. Wait for that to flick back round. Comes across the line then, so he's got 7.9 seconds in front of Scar Wars. Potter McPot and Bigsy in the pits at the same time. So you can see Luke Doherty Wales came out on those racing super softs. He's done 4 minutes and that's about 4 laps. And you can see how much tyre wear is put on those. Yeah, they're going to wear out pretty quick at times 10. So Cutler's in the pits now as well. Let's just flick up to Cutler. So Pav's still out, his tyres are looking pretty brutalised, he's bad out of fuel as well, so he'll have to be in the pits probably this lap. He's braved it for another one, has Pav. Cutler is back out of the pits though, holds on to that P1 position. Out on a fresh set of racing softs, half a tank. I don't know, Stardog Island, I'm assuming. Don't know what you mean. What are you talking about? So Cutler out front then, 7.4 second lead. Also holding fastest lap of the race, 54.7. Pav then. Please come in the pits this lap, Pav. Please come in the pits this lap, Pav. Look at those tyres. Even I'm feeling for those tyres. So yeah, starting to struggle then through those last couple of turns. Chucks himself in the pits. Thank you, Pav. Phew. So Ollie O'Neill sneaks through into 2nd then. He'll have to pit in a lap or 2's time. So positions will all shuffle around again. Ollie O'Neill up into 3rd at the minute. Scarwell's back up into 4th. He looks like he's got plenty of fuel on board to run to the end. So we'll see where Scarwalls ends up. Luke Doherty is in 5th at the minute. Again, looks like he might have to chuck a bit of fuel in at the end of this one. Potter 6th. Still Burnt Fry unable to get past him for that position. So Potter been in the pits for a fresh set of racing mediums, another half a tank. 9 minutes left on the clock. Burnt Fry in a very similar position, although he's on the racing softs. Just under half a tank. Pav in 8th at the minute. He's come out with a fresh set of racing softs, just under half a tank. Big Z just over half a tank, racing hards for Big Z. And then Carter Boy in 10th, also out on the racing hards. 9 seconds back. So it's only going to take a bit of off-track action for one of the other drivers in front. And you never know what could happen. But Cutler still leading this one, 14.5 second lead. That's only going to get bigger when the drivers behind come in. I think Simon O'Neill's come in the pits then. I've not seen that, but that promotes Ollie O'Neill up into 2nd. He's got plenty of fuel on board as well. He'll look to run to the end. Scarwalls in 3rd then. Again, apart from his tyres, he should be able to run to the end. We'll see whether he brutalises those for another 8 minutes. Doherty, he will be in the pits this lap. He's got Potter only 2.8 seconds back, so he'll lose that position for certain. Burnt Fry's bolted onto the back end of Potter, so he'll lose that position as well. Pav's only 2.4 back, so it's looking like Luke Doherty's going to lose about 3 or 4 places here. Pav putting in purple sectors now at the end of this race. So Simon O'Neill's also pit. He's only 2.9 seconds back. So Luke Doherty in the pits now. Let's see whether he can get out in front of any of these drivers. It's weird how these pits work. The second you come back to the pit entrance, you're already down places, and then you come out of the pits and you back up like 3 places. It's bizarre. He is taking on board fuel. Carter Boy then coming around the last turn. Just losing that penalty. Luke Doherty still taking on board fuel, so Carter Boy is going to come through, take that 9th. Luke Doherty Wales coming out in 10th position then. And he's just got to watch out for race leader NGR Cutler coming through into turn 1. Stays over to the right hand side as he comes out the pits, just allows NGR Cutler through. Nice bit of driving there, Luke Doherty. So NGR Cutler then 17.3 second lead over this man Ollie O'Neill. 6.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Scarwalls bolted onto Ollie's rear bumper for the last few laps, piling on the pressure, but those tyres, he's not doing bad to stick with Ollie though. Looking at those racing mediums compared to although he's on the hards, is Ollie. So Potter McPotland still managing to fend off Burnt Fry at the minute. Pav 46 is closing in on this fight. That's 1.2 seconds. Slowly closing in as well, with Potter having to go defensive and fend off Burnt Fry. 6 minutes left on the clock. It's Burnt Fry just waiting till the last lap or 2 before he actually makes his move. So Simon O'Neill's 7th then, still 2.9 seconds back. Not lost any time to Pav at the minute. Bigsy now 6.6 seconds back, so he's come out on the hard tyres. He's out of this one at the minute. 6.9 seconds in front to Ollie O'Neill. Nothing to worry about from behind. 15 seconds back to Carter Boy. And then Luke Doherty Wales is only just behind him. Luke Doherty's done a good job of hanging on to the coattails of Cutler on that last lap. That will help him drag himself closer to Carter Boy for that position back. So Cutler through then. Luke Doherty sneaks through then as Ollie O'Neill just takes, as Carter Boy takes evasive action to allow Cutler through. Luke Doherty saw the chance and took it. Snuck through there to take that 9th place off of Carter Boy. So Cutler then leading, gaining more time over Ollie O'Neill. Scarwalls has run himself wide, so that's put him out of the fight with Ollie O'Neill then. those racing mediums all worn out and not helping him. You can see how much trouble he's having trying to get it around these turns now. He's just sliding out wide in everyone. He's having to take his time on the throttle. So Potter McPot then still in fourth, only 6.7 back. He's got 4 minutes left on the clock. Can he close the gap up on Scarwall's in front? But Pav's now right in this fight as well, so good battle for fourth between Potter, Burnfry and Pav at the minute. Potter McPot's done a great job of fending off Burnfry. Burnfry's come in the pits though. So coming in for a fresh set of racing softs, that's chucked him out of the fight. So Potter McPot then still fourth, gives him a little bit of breathing room now back to Pav 46. Simon O'Neill has closed in on these two though, 0.7 of a second between Simon and Pav now. So still a good battle going on for fourth, even with Burnfry now pitted. Dixie through in seventh. So Burnfry comes out the pits in eighth, fresh set of racing super softs. He's going to go all out for the end of this one. Just over 3 minutes left on the clock, quarter of a tank, plenty of fuel on board for Burnfry. Luke Doherty ninth, then making his way past Carterboy we saw on the previous lap at this particular point right here, sticking onto the coattails of Cutler still. That's what you should have been doing from the start, Luke. So Carterboy down in 10th then. Cutler gaining more time over second position. Ollie O'Neill, 21.1 second lead. He's got plenty of fuel on board. Racing softs looking a little bit worn, but just keeping it on track there. So about 2.5 minutes remaining. Going to about 3 laps. Cutler comes in the pits right at the end of this one then. He's got plenty of time to play with. Fresh set of tyres. Will he take on board fuel as well? I think he's got enough to get around. So probably just looking for the fresh set of boots to get out either right in front of or right behind Ollie O'Neill. So Ollie O'Neill's miles back then. So not as long in the pits as I thought. He's still got 13 seconds. Hold on, that time just changing around a little bit. He's still got 9.5 seconds over Ollie O'Neill in second. So looking comfortable for a win tonight for NGR Cutler in race 2 as well. He took race 1 win. Sneaking through, taking the P1 position off of Potter while Potter was losing his penalty down the start-finish straight. Unfortunately, Potter was unable to claim that back before the end of race 1. So Cutler out front then 11.2 over this man, Ollie O'Neill's second. Scarwall's then 3 in third, 6 seconds back with those absolutely brutalised racing mediums. Simon O'Neill has made his way through into fourth then. It's a good bit of driving by Simon. He's now got 2.8 seconds to make up on Scarwall's in front. Soft looking a bit of beaten up. Pav has also managed to get past Potter as well for 5th. Potter in 6th, so his mediums now causing him all sorts of trouble as well. Picking up a penalty for a bit of off-track action there. So Burnfry, after his late pit stop, is now 7th place, 10 seconds back from Potter. Right, so 45 seconds left on the clock. Big C in 8th position, just comes across the line. He's got 2.1 seconds to make up on Burnfry in front. He's out on the hards though, so that's going to be a bit of a struggle. Carterboy in 9th, getting back past Luke Doherty Wales. So possibly those super softs causing all sorts of problems, although Luke Doherty Wales did look to be travelling a bit slow. He's holding loads and loads of fuel as well for Luke Doherty. Not sure what's happening there. So back up to this man, NGR Cutler. 10 seconds left on the clock. He's just started a new lap. I'll stick with him. We'll see some of the other drivers finish as the time ticks over now. So Pav comes across the line to take 5th. Potter takes 6th position. Burnfry's going to come home in 7th. Big C in 8th. We will just stick with Cutler though. So he's played his strategy well. He's had plenty of time to stick another set of racing super softs at the end of this one. And you can see his tank's about out of fuel. Looks like So Cutler comes across the line, then takes a comfortable win in race 2. Ollie O'Neill's going to come home in second. So he's still losing more time there, Ollie O'Neill, who's racing hards, absolutely beaten up. So 17.6 seconds in the end back for Ollie O'Neill, second position. Simon O'Neill then managed to get up to third, then getting past Scar Wars, catching up with him at the end of this race. Those tyres of Scar Wars causing him all sorts of trouble at the end there. So good racing by Simon O'Neill. Scar Wars 4th, Pav 5th, Potter 6th, Burnt Fry 7th. Disappeared off screen. Just leave them up for like 5 seconds longer, PlayStation. Yeah, good win by Cutler. So race results. NGR Cutler taking the win then. Ollie O'Neill second. Simon O'Neill third. So 2 family members on the podium tonight in race 2. Father and son. Ollie being the son, Simon being the father. Scar Wars 4th. Pav in 5th. Potter in 6th. Burnt Fry 7th. Big C 8th. Carterboy 9th. And Luke Doherty Wales 10th. And again, we lost 1 or 2 drivers in that one. But it is what it is. So yes, another good round of the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Always has been a good league, this one. Right, so that's about the end of this one, people. I am back tomorrow night for the Mini Challenge UK series, hosted by Next Gen, sponsored by Quafe Engineering. And that's real world drivers from the Mini Challenge UK series versus some of the drivers you'll see tonight. So you might see the likes of NGR Cutler, Potter McPot, Pav 46 in the lobby, along with people like James Hillary, who've been chatting away in the stream tonight, who wanted in, but obviously Cutler said no. But you will see James Hillary tomorrow night. He'll be racing one of the real world drivers versus the sim racers. So come and check that out. That's at 8:30. Oh, strange. Good sound quality commentating. Thank you, my friend. Yes, that's at 8:30 tomorrow night for the Mini Challenge UK series. Again, it's the minis, but real world versus sim racers. I'm back on Wednesday, 8:30 again for the Next Gen Racing Team versus Team GR3 event. Again, you will see 1 or 2 drivers from here in there as well. And then back Sunday for BMWs at 7:30. And then straight after that at 9 o'clock, P1 RC's GR3 Sunday League. And that's always pretty. So make sure you come and check those out. That's my itinerary coming up. Cutler, no problem, mate. So yeah, you know what's coming up in the next few days. I hope you've liked what you've watched. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. Tell your mates, tell your mum. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.